Bulavinaka, my name is Litia and I'm from the beautiful island of Laos and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Casey, I'm from Tabua. We love Today FM in Tabua. Today FM rocks.
My name is Selina, I'm from Tavenga Vengamba. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Pula, my name is Carlo. I love listening to the music in Today FM, in Malak Island. Today FM rock.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news tonight, Fiji wins Hamilton Sevens. Police investigate reports of alleged vandalism. And mariners warned to exercise caution due to strong winds.
From the studios of FBC Suba, Amrita Sagar.
The Fiji Airways men's seven side has won the inaugural Hamilton tournament, beating South Africa 24 points to 17 in the final. Alessio Nanduva was the hero of the side, scoring 3 tries in the game. Vashnil Prasad reports.
Emotions were high as Fiji were up against South Africa in its first final of the season. It didn't start well for the side as Joshua Vukuronambili was shown yellow card minutes into the game. Fijian speedster Alessio Nanduva got the first try. South Africa scored 3 quick tries and took a 17-5 lead at the break. Fiji came from behind. Nanduva ran in 2 more tries to complete his hat-trick in just his second tournament.
Pass! Nanduva scores! That is... And I've got another one!
Aaron Isau then put the last nail into the South African coffin, getting Fiji's 4th try. Fiji managed to end the 9-month winless drought, beating South Africa 24-17.
First of all, I'd like to thank God for the strength and the win today. All the glory to Him. Right now, I'm speechless. We have a very young team coming through the series, and I'm really happy with the guys on how they perform. It was a team effort.
For Nanduva, who was player of the final, it has been also a dream come true over the weekend in Hamilton.
I want to thank the Lord for giving me such a wonderful talent. I want to thank my family. My mom is around here with my uncle. Come a long way from Fiji. I want to thank them for supporting me, and to my dad back at home, and to my family.
History favoured the Fijians. They won the first ever Wellington Sevens and tonight once again stood tall in the inaugural Hamilton tournament. Vashnil Prasad, FBC News.
A police investigation is now underway into reports that water tanks are being damaged in some parts of the Western Division. The Water Authority lodged complaints from the Wayavi area in Bulileka, Calcutta and Kaunitoni Street in Lautoka. Kelly Vidala reports.
The Water Authority claims residents are vandalizing the tanks by taking out the fittings and pipe, and in some instances sticks have been put inside the tank.
We're requesting if public could immediately please work with us and do not vandalize or do not damage our property. This is a very urgent request that we requesting public to tell us. Otherwise, the water that we have filled in at our more than 100 strategic locations, we are losing it through these damages that has been caused.
Meanwhile, repairs to the leaking Vanessa valve at the Nanganda water treatment plant has been completed. The authorities' next step now is to charge the line or refill the pipeline network from the Vaturu Dam to the Nanganda water treatment plant. Nandi resident Kalimati Ratudidivi says the contingency plan put in place for the shutdown period has been going well.
Very grateful for the service that has been provided by Fiji Water Authority in caring about its customers and giving us some tips of saving water, especially for the Nandi area.
If you are in need of water, please call our 1507 toll line or send email on our email address at nagandohelpline@wef.com.fj, and our officers will be responding ASAP to those urgent requests.
The authority has anticipated that water supply will normalize in all affected areas by Tuesday. Kelly Badala, FBC News.
Meanwhile, the Water Authority has been receiving positive feedback from the Fiji Hotel and Tourism Association members. Sofitel Fiji Chief Engineer Viliame Tuinadeva says the authority has been responding well to water carting requests.
We're getting the trucks and the truck drivers and people helping have been very consistent with the delivery. Very early hours of Saturday, to today, conversing with our team. All I'm told is people doing water cutting very helpful.
2 teenagers, including Fijian Sosi Turangaiviu, have died after being swept away in flash flood in Waitakere, New Zealand. Turangaiviu and Mitch Woolley, both 17 years old, were swept away after trying to cross a swollen river at Auckland's Waitakere Ranges yesterday. They'd been swimming with 2 other boys near the Cascade Falls, and the rescuers say one of the survivors was extremely lucky to escape. This report from TVNZ.
Winched to safety and lucky to be alive.
I don't know how long he would have lasted there for. He couldn't move in either direction.
He was one of 5 teenagers swimming at Cascade Falls in the Waitakere Ranges when heavy rainfall in the area caused flash flooding.
2 of the teenagers made it onto the riverbank after getting into difficulty in the water, but 3 others in the group were swept away.
A few hours later, the body of 17-year-old Sosi Turangaiviu was discovered under a bridge several kilometres downstream. Then, just before 8 last night, search and rescue teams found another body, that of 17-year-old Mitch Woolley.
We would have preferred to have got all 5, to have got 3. Yeah, I don't know how you'd feel about that, given that you've lost 2.
Police were asked today whether the boys were prepared for the bad weather.
Obviously they weren't. However, there were Met Service warnings that we were to expect sudden rainfall, storm-like conditions.
This bridge shows the force of the torrent of water, buckled and clinging on by 2 strands of wire. Others who'd been walking at the time were shocked at how quickly this river turned deadly.
What used to be little streams was 6 to 8 metres of serious, fast-moving water.
Wet water was flowing easily. We estimate maybe 20, 30 kilometres, maybe more.
Tributes to the teens have been posted on social media, paying tribute to a best friend and sending love and prayers to their families. Police say the river levels have receded, but anyone heading out to the ranges should be prepared and check for any weather warnings. Meanwhile, the boys' deaths have been referred to the coroner.
Mariners have been warned to exercise caution while travelling to sea. This comes in light of the strong wind warning in place for Vanuatu waters, Northern Lao waters and the Vatuira Passage. The National Disaster Management Office says rough seas may be experienced in the areas affected by strong winds. It says accordingly, travelling out in small fishing boats such as punts or fiberglass boats should be minimised. The NDMO is also advising the public to heed continuously to the heavy rain warning and alerts that still remain in force for the Fiji group. A flood alert also remains in force for all low-lying areas, small streams and areas adjacent to major rivers for the whole of Fiji. The rain and flood warning comes as a tropical disturbance, TD08F, with an associated active trough of low pressure, remains slow-moving over the Fiji group. Still to come, multi-million-dollar complex plan for Old Nosori bus stand site. And in the successful Fijian segment, we bring you the story of a man with spinal injury. Stay with us.
Bula, kera mai singatoka, kera ndo tali taka na varorong na Radio Fiji 1 and Domoy Viti.
Ayaw na rin siya. Kombinasyon mo tikola untuk tali tak na radio Fijian kena domili.
Kaya kuyago sila tali, nagurara may nawamanyi, nandunga. Gitu tali tagi yang gitu kena sebalik pun nangkuturong, barong na radio Fijian nandumay biti.
Na radio Fijian nandumay biti na bonga ni BNN.
A man accused of seriously injuring his wife during an argument in Tomuka, Lotoka last month has been remanded at the Natambua prison. Ravin Nath was produced at a special court sitting at the Lotoka Magistrates Court yesterday. He is charged with 1 count of attempted murder. The case has been adjourned to the 16th of this month for mention at the Lotoka High Court. Nath is alleged to have attacked his wife with a cane knife, and as a result she suffered serious injuries. 4 men have been charged for allegedly stealing assorted items from 7 different homes in the Namandi Heights, Suva. The 4 were caught by the Southern Division Task Force team early Thursday morning. Among the 4 are a 35-year-old taxi driver who is alleged to have been transporting the 3 suspects two of whom are aged 19 and one is 18 years of age. The assorted items alleged to have been stolen from the various homes were found in the suspects' possession, and it has been identified by their respective owners. All four have been charged with 1 count each of theft and 1 count each of criminal intimidation. They will appear before the Suva Magistrates Court tomorrow. Plans are underway to build a $50 million shopping complex at the old Nosori bus stand. The land went back to the landowners when the lease expired following the relocation of the bus stand. Seniani Boiler reports Komai Nosori is now working with developers to invest on the site.
Paperwork has begun for the proposed multi-million-dollar shopping complex.
Initially, it is always a native land piece of land. And since the expiry of the Nosori Town Council lease, we decided not to renew it, but to acquire it for Matangali asset. And we are lucky that we've managed to have a partner, Chinese partner, who's willing to help us with developing the land.
Komai Nosori says they want to begin groundwork as early as May.
Awaiting the approval of town country planning with regards to the survey plan and the concept plan that we have submitted to them. Once that is approved, then we'll go on to the detailed plan on the whole complex.
Nosori Town Council Chief Executive Akhtar Ali confirms they have received an application from the landowners.
The old bus station at the moment, it's undergoing progressive development. The landowners in Nosori, they have got an investor, a Chinese investor, who has now submitted an outline application to Nosori Town Council, and we have forwarded to town planning for approval.
The $50 million project, once approved, will commence on the first quarter of this year. The complex will include restaurants, internet shops and other commercial outlets. Sainiani Mboila, FBC News.
Living with a spinal injury is not easy, but for 31-year-old Sekonaya Kotombalavu, this was not the end of life. Despite being bedridden for the past 14 years, Kotombalavu has been actively involved with youth and also composes music in his free time. Savara Tambua brings you his life journey so far in tonight's Successful Fijian segment.
Successful Fijians is brought to you by the Fiji Development Bank, your partner in progress.
Sekonaya Kotombalavu suffered spinal injury in 2002 during a diving expedition. He hit his head on a rock, resulting in serious injuries. But 4 years later, Kotombalavu decided not to waste his talents.
Early 2006, I started a youth club here in my community in Loela. The club's name is Viasana Youth Club, and the purpose of that is that to engage youth in useful things instead of going around and doing unlawful things, especially the talents, to promote their talents, and for them to work together to uplift the community of Loela. And in 2007, early 2007, during the Ministry of Youth and Sports Award, we won the Best Youth Club Project in 2016, and by the time I was the president of our youth club.
The 31-year-old from Tobu Totoya in the La Group studied at the Tovu Primary School before moving to Suva. His family settled in the Wailea squatter settlement in Vatwanga and were constantly threatened by flooding. Sekonaya moved into his new home yesterday. Says his prayers were answered after a long struggle.
They were relying on me in order to uplift my family. And for that, that's the reason why I was going around writing letters, asking for assistance for a new house. Because I know my father can afford it, and my parents and my mother can afford that. But I met Paul Magoon, president of the British Spinal Injury Association, and he promised me that he's going to build a house for me. They're going to build a house for me. Family members who are looking after people living with disabilities. You know, they need your support. They need your love and caring.
if their mind is still okay, if they still can read and write, if they still can move their hands and whatever they can do, ability they can do, you know, they're relying on you guys to help them, you know, help them. They can do more than what you know, what you think and what people says.
Sekonea now lives in his new house with his parents, who have been supporting him for the past 14 years, despite the hardships they faced while living in the squatter settlement. Sabera Tambua, FBC News.
Successful Fijians is brought to you by the Fiji Development Bank, your partner in progress.
Ahead in sports, Fijian fans dominate Waikato Stadium in Hamilton. And Rewa holds Nandi to a 0-0 draw. Details after the break.
Moala rana lika, o tikongona taunu singa toka, ando talitaka na wakaronga ng Bull FM, number 2 na seri.
Ya dora chubuli kurnambili, iborani batukara hambara binaranga, do talitakina na wakaronga ng Bull FM, number 2 na seri. Bula!
Bula FM, number 2 na seri.
The Fiji 7 side put up an epic showdown in the semi-final of the Hamilton tournament, beating New Zealand 14 points to 12. Joshua Vukurunambili and Mesalame Kunavula scored the tries in the game.
The space, and he's got the speed to go all the way, has he? No! Pulled down! Brilliant tackle by Koroi for New Zealand. Fiji still have it, and they're going to score. Big Joshua Vukurunambili gets the opening try. Curry now. Koroi in the middle of the field. Mickelson now, so much experience. Pops the pass away to Dixon. Big Sammy Dixon scores. Almost brushes off the first tackle, then sets it. Koroi comes scampering away, puts the foot down. Oh, he's magic, this fellow. Vilamoni Koroi puts New Zealand in front. Well, the goal line is close. They're stretched out right across the field, Fiji. They show them some space out wide. Over goes Kunavula. It's 12-all. Successful. Let's have a look. It looks good. It's over. And it goes. They fire it out the back. They'll run the clock down. It's all over.
It was a hard-fought victory for the Fiji Airways men's 7 side in the quarterfinal, defeating Samoa 12 points to 10. Sevoloni Modenadangi and Kalione Nasoko scored the tries in this game.
Nasoko too wide. Nasoko on the wraparound, a nice angled run. Bakuro Nabeli, Nasoko stays alive, they shift the ball. It's 2-on-1, Modenadangi for Fiji. Miloi, another flat cut-out ball for Lankilda. 1-on-1 with 2 wide. Beats him. Lang loose, and it's won by Afamasanga. David Afamasanga. Now Tom Yosebo, the speedster. That's why he's in the team. The ball's been lost forward, Samoa. Sally. 10 seconds on the clock, Samoa. The counter-ruck from Fiji is outstanding. Nasoko is a match winner on the outside. Running down the side. Nasoko is going to put Fiji into the semi-finals. Goes in and away. And in the dying seconds of the game, Fiji.
The Fiji Airways 7 side robust forward Sevoloni Modenadangi missed the semi-final and the final of the Hamilton tournament. This after Modenadangi got suspended for 2 matches, which saw him missing both the crucial matches. The lanky forward was cited for making a dangerous tackle against a Samoan player in the Cup quarterfinal earlier in the day. Samoa's Gordon Lankild has also been handed a 2-match suspension. Well, Fijian fans dominated the Waikato Stadium in Hamilton this weekend. This as of the 24,000 tickets that were sold for the 2-day tournament, 20,000 of them were bought by Fijians. The stadium has truly been a sea of blue, and the World Rugby 7 Series commentator Ruby Tui says support from the Fijian fans has been unbelievable.
No, pretty much 0-0 again. You've got to go from 0-0. And I mean, that first quarter, Fiji against Samoa, there's 24,000 tickets sold here today and 20,000 of them belong to Fijians. That game was just absolutely sensational.
The Rewa football side held Nandi to a 0-0 draw in the only Vodafone Premier League match played this weekend at Ratadakambao Park in Nausori. Both teams made an effort to score goals but failed to do so in both the quarters. The Rewa side came out strong in the second half. Former Lotoka striker Siotame Kumbu, bar defender Chasefata Naimbuli and Suva midfielder Setereki Hughes featured for the Delta Tigers.
I would say it's equally contested match. Both teams did really show good game today. Both were more clinical, had possession a bit. Yeah, but it was tough. It was tough after a 2 weeks break. Definitely we will take the 1 point and see if we can progress in the next match.
Ireland fly half Johnny Sexton was the hero at the Six Nations match against France this morning. Sexton made his last-minute long drop goal, which led to the team's victory. Let's look at the highlights.
No problem for Johnny Sexton, who stands there and applauds. Johnny Sexton took his time. Dupont, Thomas is in the clear. Teddy Thomas is going to score for France. Wow! And they could take the lead if the goal becomes possible. Sexton waits. Here it comes. It looks good. He likes it. Nigel Owen's arm goes up, and Ireland have stolen the game.
The Wales side made a comeback after thumping Scotland 34 points to 7 in the Six Nations at the Principality Stadium this morning. Here are the highlights.
And Price there again at scrum half. Oh, interception! Opportunity for Wales! And it's Gareth Davis! Can anyone catch the scrum half? Davis for the corner. Harris can't get there. Try for Wales! A gift for Wales, but so well taken by Gareth Davis. Wales punching forward again. On it goes through Corey Hill, and now there's a gap out wide. Lee Halfpenny, and Halfpenny's in. It's 2 tries in 12 minutes for Wales. Good tackle comes in. Finn Russell, blue offside. But now Patchell, and Rhys Patchell going himself. Not quite there yet. Wales though again within a couple of metres. Advantage to Wales. Penalty coming. Try coming. Halfpenny. 2 tries. Taken down by Gilchrist, but gets that ball away to Navidi and on through the hands of Watkin onto Hadley Parks, and Hadley Parks has Steph Evans outside, and it's Steph Evans now for the corner, and there it is for Wales. And Ryan Wilson now. Oh, and through the middle goes Peter Horne, and Horne is in for the try.
Rain and thunderstorms was experienced over Vanvalevu, Tabiuni and the Lau group today. Showers and isolated afternoon thunderstorms prevailed elsewhere. Now in the west, cloudy periods with showers and thunderstorms, especially in the afternoon or evening. Isolated heavy falls expected. Eastwards from Pacific Harbour to Suva, occasional rain, heavy at times and few thunderstorms. And up in the north, occasional rain, heavy at times and few thunderstorms. Rain and thunderstorms becoming frequent and heavy tonight. At sea, moderate to fresh southwest to northeast winds, gusty at times, moderate to rough seas. For the tides, high tide tonight will be at 9:47 with low tide at 4:07 tomorrow morning. Sunrise will be at 5:55. For tomorrow, don't forget to take your umbrellas with you as occasional rain, heavy at times and few thunderstorms over Vanvalevu, Taviuni and nearby smaller islands as well as the Lau group is expected. Elsewhere, cloudy periods with showers and thunderstorms, especially in the afternoon or evening. Now for the further lookout, looking onto Tuesday, rain and thunderstorms will continue. Recapping the main stories, Fiji wins Hamilton Sevens. Police investigate reports of alleged vandalism. And mariners warned to exercise caution due to strong winds. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question. This week we were asking, will the Fiji Sevens team bounce back in Hamilton? You can visit our FBC website to answer that. Do send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via our Facebook page FBC News, or you can also follow and tweet us to news tips at FBC News or simply #FBC News. And that was your FBC News for tonight. Until next time, good night.
मैं प्रेमिला वायरुकू रेकी से सुबह मेरी आँख खुलती है तो मैं मिर्ची FM सुनती हूँ। मिर्ची FM is #1. It's so hot.
हम लोग बार टाउन के कैरियर ड्राइवर लोगों ने हम लोग के मिर्ची FM सुनो अच्छा लगे। मिर्ची FM is hot.
हाय, मैं संध्या नारियल रेकी से मेरे सारे दोस्त मिर्ची FM सुनते हैं। मिर्ची FM is hot. I love मिर्ची FM.
हमें स्पिन पकड़ता हुआ कि मिर्ची FM में सबसे अच्छा गाना बजे।
Mirchi FM, it's hot.